ప్రేక్షకులకు నమస్కారం. మనము ప్రతిసారి ఇక్కడ కెనడాలో ఉన్న విశిష్టమైన తెలుగు వ్యక్తుల్ని ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేస్తున్నాము. అయితే తెలుగువారనే కాకుండా భారతీయుల్లో చాలామంది వివిధ రంగాల్లో నైపుణ్యం కలిగిన వారు ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారు. శ్రీ మధు నాగరాజా గారు మెజలన్ స్ట్రేట్ ఈదిన వారిలో 23వ వ్యక్తి. వీరు ఇంగ్లీష్ ఛానల్ ఆంటారియో అనే కూడా ఈదారు సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా. వీరి తల్లి గారు శ్రీమతి సుశీల గారు తెలుగులో చాలా సేవ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. తెలుగు వ్యాసంగం కానీ లేకపోతే అత్యంత మంచి విషయాలన్నీ సేకరించి ప్రతిరోజు వారు మిగిలిన వారికి పంచుతూ ఉంటారు. వీరి తండ్రి గారు నాగరాజా గారు కర్ణాటక వారు, కానీ మధు గారు వివిధ దేశాల్లో 1994 నుంచి ఉండడం కారణంగా వారు తెలుగులో పూర్తిగా మాట్లాడలేకపోవచ్చు. ఈరోజు వారిని నేను తెలుగులో ప్రశ్నలు అడిగిన వారు ఇంగ్లీష్లో సమాధానం చెప్పేలాగా మనం ఇక్కడ అరేంజ్మెంట్ చేస్తున్నాము. మనం ఇప్పుడు మధు నాగరాజ గారితో మాట్లాడుతున్నాం. నమస్తే అండి. ఎలా ఉన్నారు?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
మధు నాగరాజ గారు అతి దుర్లభమైన దక్షిణ అమెరికాలోని మెజలాన్ స్ట్రైట్ని ఈదారు. వారి అనుభవాల్ని, అది ఎంత దుర్లభమైనది, ఎంత కష్టమైనది ఈరోజు తెలుసుకున్నాం. సార్, మాకు తెలుసు మీరు 23వ వ్యక్తి మెజలాన్ స్ట్రైట్ ఈదిన వారిలో మీరు మొదటి భారతీయుడు, మొదటి కెనడియన్ కూడా. సో దీనికి సంబంధించి మీరు ఎటువంటి ఇది ఎంత దుర్లభము, మీరు ఎటువంటి కష్టము తీసుకున్నారు, దీనికి ఎన్ని రోజులు ప్రయత్నం చేశారు మా ప్రేక్షకులకు?
Absolutely, yeah. So Straits of Magellan is in the southernmost tip of South America. The route was discovered by Ferdinand Magellan. In fact, one of my motivation was that I had read about Magellan as a kid. I think it was grade 5 history, and that the name had always stuck in my head, about the first person to circumnavigate the planet. And as I got associated with open water swimming, like as an open water swimmer, we're always like going after the next biggest thing, or it's like climbing a hill. You're setting a launch pad or building, like each journey leads to the next bigger one or the next difficult one out there. And I was also associated with, and I came across Lynn Cox, who was the first person to have swum across Straits of Magellan back in 1976. And as I had done a few other swims, and this was one of the unique swims which had very different challenges, the ones that I had done in the past. So those are the ones. And also, like, I mean, I don't have a bucket list of swims that I want to swim. It's just like whatever is happening in my life, and I try to associate myself to all the different parts of the geography and challenges that are out there. And it was obvious, and I think I kind of felt that, okay, hey, this is something that I wanted to do. And I actually I worked with my family, my wife, to figure out, okay, hey, this is something that I would like to do. So it's not just an individual effort. So the family had to come together, help me focus on my work, my time that's outside the family. So I decided to make an attempt in 2015. It was in January. My first attempt unfortunately did not go well. The Straits of Magellan is about 2.41 miles wide. That's the first narrows of the straits. This is like the interesting part here is like it's not a very controlled environment. That part of the geography has a lot of micro weather systems, and Straits of Magellan actually is known for its treacherous weather system. Yeah, it has taken down massive ships in the past. I'm sure like we've all read about that in our history books. So I ended up swimming 10 kilometers in the straits for about 2 hours, and eventually called off the swim. And I was very lucky to have come out alive from that expedition. So came back to Canada, and yeah, like we figured out okay everything that went wrong, and yeah, like put another focus, like put all my focus together, and started training for the streets. And I was fortunately everything went well, and I was successful in December of 2017.
సార్ మళ్ళీ మీరు లేక్ ఆంటారియో కూడా ఈదారు, సో దాని గురించి కూడా కొంచెం.
Yeah, Lake Ontario. I swam across Lake Ontario in 2012. Um, so, having lived in North America since '94, we like between U.S. and Canada, we moved back to Canada in 2004. And once we had set our roots, not just like buying a house or having a solid job, it's about like like I mean being associated or being involved in a community or building a community. So once I had that comfort set in, I decided to swim across Lake Ontario. So Lake Ontario is one of the 5 Great Lakes. Marilyn Bell is the first person to have swum across the lake. I think she did that as a 16-year-old, and she's about 82 years old right now, and a wonderful person. And I swam across Lake Ontario on June 30th, 2000. July 30th, 2012. And I chose to swim from Port Dalhousie to Oakville, which is about 42 kilometers. And also, it has some unique currents over there, and there's also a history associated with that route. Back in I think early 1950s, CNE used to sponsor long distance swims. So very few swimmers had got across that route. So that's the route that I chose, and we had. I mean, I was able to build a fantastic team that came together to help me with all the work that we had done with the training and looking at all the different possible scenarios, like worst case scenarios and everything. We were forecasting the worst case scenario would be 18 hours. I ended up staying in the water for 24 hours. So we were stuck in a very, although we had forecasted some parts of the weather system, but things changed, and I was stuck in a portion of the lake for a very long time. Yeah. So the first 6 hours, I had only covered 11 kilometers. I should have covered like 25 kilometers by that time. Yeah. So we somehow, I was thinking at that point, okay, like with whatever conditions that I had, I was trying to do a math, and I thought, okay, this is going to take me three days. I think we should call it up. Yeah. So that's where actually, the team that I had built, a group of people, just all focused on my success, on my safety. They all kept me in the game, and we slowly worked through that weather system, got out of it, and we eventually, got across the lake in 24 hours and 26 minutes. And and in fact, like the proud moment for me was to have built that team. That's
Which one was difficult?
They're all difficult.
all of them.
They're all difficult. They all have their own degree of difficulties. They have their own characteristics. So you need to, you need to work with them, identify them, and
నాకే కాదు మీకు కూడా ఎలాగే అనిపిస్తుందేమో, ఇలాంటి విషయాలు మనకు చాలా తెలియవు. ఊరికే మన నీళ్ళలో దిగడానికే భయంగా ఉంటుంది. అలాగా 24 గంటలు నీళ్ళలో ఉండి ఇంకా అయిపోతుందేమో అనుకున్న టైంలో మళ్ళీ ఉత్సాహం తెచ్చుకుని మొత్తం ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ని కంప్లీట్ చేయడం అనేది చాలా గొప్ప విషయం. మధు గారి విజయాలు అసలు మనందరివి, మన టొరంటోవి, మన కెనడావి, మన భారతదేశంవి. ఎందుకంటే ఇందాక చెప్పినట్లుగా మధు గారు 23వ వ్యక్తి. ఇందులో మెజలాన్ స్టేట్ ఈదిన వారిలో 23వ వ్యక్తి. వారు మొదటి భారతీయులు, మొదటి కెనడియన్ కూడా. అయితే ఇది మనందరికీ సంతోషించి సంబరపడాల్సిన విషయము. కానీ వారు చెప్పే గాథలు, అంటే వారిది చదివినప్పుడు కానీ వారి వీడియోస్ చూసినప్పుడు కానీ ప్రతిసారి గగురుపాటు కలుగుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఇవన్నీ చాలా దుర్లభమైన విషయాలు. మామూలుగా స్విమ్మింగ్ పూల్లో ఈత కొట్టినట్టు కాదు కదా. అందుకని ఇది సముద్రాలలోనూ సముద్రాన్ని జయించిన వారు వీరు. సో వీరి యాత్ర ఎక్కడి నుంచి మొదలైందో తెలుసుకున్నాం ఇప్పుడు. మధు గారు, మీకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఎలా వచ్చింది ఈత మీద? అండ్ మీ పేరెంట్స్ కానీ మీ ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ కానీ ఎలా సపోర్ట్ చేశారు?
I started swimming after grade 10 in India. I'm sure you guys can relate to me, as you guys have all moved from India to here. So after grade 10 and grade 11 or pre-university, there's about 2 or 3 months transition. At least I had that. So my parents, to keep me out of trouble, actually put me into swimming. Or the Mysore University swimming pool was very close to where I lived. So that's where I started swimming. And I was, the 3 months of summer vacation or the transition between grade 10 and 11, I picked up all the fundamentals, and my techniques were good, and one thing led to another, and I kept swimming through university. And I represented University of Mysore and Karnataka State in swimming. And I think when you work hard, things fall in place, and you secure all this sports scholarships and everything. So I swam through my master's degree in India, and came to US in 1994 to study again. And in 2003, I was working in Silicon Valley. Lived in Palo Alto, and so I'm not sure how many of you out there know about things that happened between 2000 and 2004. There was a bust in the dot-com economy, and I lost my job. I think when I look back at everything that has happened to me, the best thing that has ever happened to me was losing my job.
Okay.
So, being on an H-1 visa, and my wife was working at UCSF as a scientist, I couldn't find an employer who could sponsor me a visa, because there were so many Americans who had lost job at that time. But now when I relate to that period of time, about 2 years or so, or I think it's about less than 2 years, I'm very fortunate to have lost that job, because that gave me an opportunity to focus on something, or the only thing that I had, or only thing that I could do, where I did not need any special visas or anything. So I started swimming it helped me get back in shape. With about 3.5 or 4 years of work that I was doing, super stressed, and tight deadlines, and always innovating, and crazy innovating things were happening back then. So I started swimming, and again, when you hang out with the wrong set of people, you start doing these silly wrong things. So I came across a few people. I think it's, in fact, the individual is Carol Singh, At that point, she was the oldest lady to have swum across the English Channel. So one thing led to another. I did my first open water swim in California in a lake called Spring Lake. I again, yeah, like I've always been a pool swimmer. I've never swum in the open water. So that was my very first open water swim. So again, I drummed up support within the swimming team that I was training, and a few of us went to this lake and did our first ever open water swims, and we were all thrilled. And again, yeah. So after 1 month, the next step is okay. Hey, signed up for a 2 month swim.
Yes.
So one thing led to another, and I was swimming at 10-kilometer U.S. National Championships. I'm not sure if it's 2003 or 2004. I think one of those years. And yeah, so immediately after that ocean swim, I secretly actually made this decision of okay, hey, I need to do something. And I started when I finished that swim. My reference actually came back to, I'm sure you know Mihir Sen. Mihir Sen was the first Indian to swim across the English Channel. And growing up, I had read, I think, like a part of our English subject, we had an essay on Mihir Sen and all the swims that he had done. And so that I did some research on the web and. Like I mean, I was although I had to, talk to my wife and say, "Hey, I don't have a job. I want to swim across swim across the English Channel." Yeah, and there's a lot of money involved in it, right? Yeah. So fortunately, I was trying to, like struggling within myself to have this conversation. The beautiful thing about me and my wife is, okay, she has the ability to read my mind, which I haven't figured it out yet. So I think we were driving to San Francisco, and I think she mentioned that I should do something with my swimming because she could, you're going through a tricky period of time, so I think the conversation led to, hey, I should do something with my swim, and I took that as an opportunity and said, hey, how about swimming across the English Channel? Yeah. And it's a complicated process. You need to work with organizations that do all these ratifications and everything. So that's how I ended up in doing all these crazy, silly things.
So మీరు English channel కూడా complete చేశారు.
Yes. I swam across the English Channel on August 10th, 2004. My son was 8 months old.
విన్నారు కదండి, ఇలా మనము చదువుతూ పోతుంటే ఇంకా ఎన్ని వస్తాయో తెలీదు. ప్రస్తుతానికి చాలా మేజర్వి ఒక 3 తెలిసాయి మనకి. ఇంగ్లీష్ ఛానల్ ఒకటి, లేక్ అంటారియో ఒకటి, నెదర్లాండ్స్ స్టేట్ ఒకటి. ఈ 3 ఇదిన మహావ్యక్తుల్లో మధు నాగరాజ గారు ఒకరు. మరి వారు ఇచ్చే సందేశము అవి విన్నారు. మధు గారిని కలవడము మనకి అసలు గర్వకారణం ఇవాళ. కానీ ఇది చాలా చిన్న విషయం కాదు. ఒక్కొక్కసారి కొన్ని గంటల పాటు నీళ్ళలో ఉండడము, ఇలా ఉండడం వల్ల కలిగే అవాంతరాలు, లేకపోతే గాలి కావచ్చు, వాతావరణం కావచ్చు, ప్రతి ఒక్కటి ముందుగా అంచనా వేసుకోవడము, ఇవన్నీ చాలా కష్టతరమైన విషయాలు. ఇలాంటప్పుడు యుద్ధంలో ఒక సైనికుడిని పంపించినప్పుడు ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళు ఎలా ఫీల్ అవుతారో, ఈయన బయటకు వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కూడా అలాగే ఫీల్ అవుతారని నాకు అనిపించి ఒకసారి వాళ్ళ అమ్మగారు శ్రీమతి సుశీల గారిని అడిగాను, ఎలా మీరు హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తారు ఆయన ఇలా బయటకు వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అని. ఆవిడ జస్ట్ నేను ప్రార్థిస్తూ ఉంటాను అన్నారు. ఇప్పుడు మధు గారిని అడుగుతాము వాళ్ళ ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ ఎలా రియాక్ట్ అవుతారని. సో మీరు మీ ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ ఎలా రియాక్ట్ అవుతారని మీరు అనుకుంటున్నారండి? మీ వైఫ్, మీ పిల్లలు, ఫాదరు, మదరు అందరూ.
I think my kids, I think they're smart. They're selfish. They have a different approach to. Their needs are very different than me going out and getting across these bodies of water. So I'm okay with them. But they have seen me train, work hard, and I'm sure they're influenced by everything that we do as parents. I have a very solid support from my wife. She's actually like one of the critical success factors. Uh, she's through my training journey. She is part of it, and she has understood it, and she absolutely knows how these swims are planned. Although these things are dangerous, we work. Safety is pivotal.
Right.
So we work with all the risks that are associated with a swim, and then we mitigate them. So we know when to call off a swim.
Right.
And I also have an approach, um, as it's not about swimming. It's about building that team, building that group of people who are focused on my objective, focused on learning about the challenges associated with the adventure that we are going after.
ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఇక్కడ చాలా మంది మన కెనడాలో కానీ ఇండియాలో కానీ చాలా మంది చిన్నపిల్లలు ఈ మధ్య చాలా మంది స్విమ్మింగ్ నేర్చుకుంటున్నారు. సో వాళ్ళకి మీరు ఇచ్చే సందేశము లేకపోతే ట్రిక్స్ టిప్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే
I think my message is about what I have learned is what I have learned and why I communicate is also the way I look at this is it's not about swimming, because it's like when you look at these adventures, you need a lot of support. So things that I have learned, which the school system or work system or a work opportunity doesn't teach you, is leadership, being a team member, building the right team, having the right attitude. So focus on those things. Focus on respecting people that come into the equation. Make sure your training doesn't matter it's swimming or anything that you plan on going after in life. Work hard. I think an adage that I had picked up as a kid was, I'm trying. Let me give me a second. I think if your training is, if your launch pad is strong, results fly high. So it's something in that line, yeah. But I can't remember that. But that's the approach that I take, and I think if you all take that approach, you will enjoy the process. Don't focus on the results. Focus on the journey towards getting there, and also like these adventures that I go after. There are so many uncontrollable things, so I focus on things that we can control, and then we figure out, okay, hey, when things change. Also identify, okay, like how do we mitigate these risks? So that's what I would suggest. Yeah, enjoy the process of whatever you're doing, and make sure that you get there as strong as possible to the starting line, and everything will work out fine. Yeah.
థ్యాంక్స్ అండి, మంచి సజెషన్. అప్పుడు వీరు ఇలాంటి అద్భుతాలు సాధించినప్పుడు అతడు సముద్రాన్ని జయించాడు అని తెలుగు పేపర్లలో వచ్చింది న్యూస్. నిజంగానే ఇలాంటి సముద్రాన్ని జయించిన వ్యక్తి ఈరోజు మనతో ఉండటము ఎంతో అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తున్నాము. ధన్యవాదాలండి.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
చాలా మంచి విషయాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను.